Hi, Kaleidoscope Corner friends. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Palm Sunday. So if we were in church together, we would walk in and you would get a big, huge piece of grass, and we call it a palm. We hand them out on this Sunday to celebrate Palm Sunday. So if you were sitting in your pew, you could use this palm to reach in front of you and tickle the person's ear. Or you could wave it around, hopefully not poking your mom and dad in the eye. Or I like to take the bottom of the palm and crack it and then pull it really long so you have two palms and wave those around. Or those of you who are super smart and have a great memory, you might remember how to fold the palm into a cross. And if we were at church together and you could do that, you would have to share that knowledge with me because I forget every year how to do that. So to talk a little bit about Palm Sunday, I brought with me some of our Holy Moly character friends. For those of you who watch the Kaleidoscope Corner Holy Moly videos, you will be familiar with this man, our Jesus character. And because it is Palm Sunday, I brought a donkey, okay, and then I brought palms. So let's just imagine we're watching our Holy Moly video together, and there goes Jesus riding on his donkey into Jerusalem with the palms underneath him. So really quick, you might remember that at this time, Jesus had been traveling and teaching and spreading his message of God's love. And lots of people at the time who were sick or poor or outcast by society, this message that God's love was for everyone was super hopeful and brought them hope and relief, thinking that life would be better for them rather than the lives they were living at the time where they were oppressed by the people in power. Do you remember that the people in power at the time believed that you had to look a certain way or act a certain way or have a certain amount of money to have knowledge of God, to get to learn about God, or to be included in the circle of God's love? And Jesus brought a new message, one that gave people a lot of hope. And so the crowds around Jesus grew and grew and grew, and it kind of leads us to this beginning of Holy Week, which is Palm Sunday. It's the week before Easter. Can you believe that Easter is next Sunday? And it's this story where everyone gathered in Jerusalem, people who were hopeful that life would be different for them because of the message that Jesus gave. And they laid their palms, and Jesus rode into town on a donkey. It was a huge celebration. It was like a parade. But it wasn't just a celebration. It was also an act of rebellion because the people in power at the time were getting really frustrated with Jesus. They were frustrated that all these people were following him. I think probably made them nervous. They were scared. And so they had their eye on Jesus, and they wanted to figure out how they could catch Jesus doing something wrong. And so Jesus riding into Jerusalem on a donkey was not just a celebration, but this act of rebellion. And Holy Week begins with this huge celebration on Palm Sunday. And because the people in power wanted to get Jesus, throughout the week, this mood shifts from being really hopeful and joyful to a mood that's really sad and leaves people looking for hope. I'm wondering if in your family you have a story that you tell each other when you're feeling uncertain or feeling like you don't have hope that things will change. Is there a story that you share with each other, or is a story even that maybe you just tell in your own head to give you hope that things will be different? The people that gathered on Palm Sunday, they believed that this message that Jesus was giving them, this message of God's love, would give them a different life. And they were filled with hope from that story. And we are telling their story today. So this week, I want you to think about that story that you tell yourself, or maybe a story that your family shares that gives you hope when you think things just can't be different and times are sad and it feels like nothing will change. Think about that and talk about that with your family. And when we come together next week, I'll share a story with you that's given me hope. For those of you, well, all of us, we can't be together today. So I sent your parents a printout of this palm. You can print it out and color it and cut it out and put it on your refrigerator or in your bedroom to remind you about Palm Sunday. And there's another activity or two that I sent along with that. So have a wonderful week, friends. I miss you all. I miss seeing your faces. We'll be together soon enough. And I'm sending you love. Bye.